everyone, it's Imogen and welcome back to Colouring Kid. In today's video I wanted to show you all the things I bought during the month of May, and if you've been watching for a bit you know that I like to do these haul videos on a monthly basis now, and I do have a whole playlist of all of my haul videos, I think including ones that I did before this series started, if you'd like to check those out. I also did just want to mention that I am hopefully putting up some more listings on my stationery Etsy shop soon, which I mentioned in my last video, my completed pages video. And yeah, hopefully they'll be up by the time you see this, but if not, very soon. So I've made some new listings that consist of like colour family sets. The link for my Etsy shop will be down in the description. So I've made some red tags, green tags, and then red and green stickers as well. And I do have a blue set of tags as well. I just picked the wrong one out because it's got a green one in it, but I'm trying to do colour family ones as well because that's quite fun. And yeah, hopefully I'll have some blue stickers up soon as well, but I just thought I'd update you on that. So let's get started. So the first thing that I got, well, the first things I got actually were these PDFs by Mariola Budek, and I got these for Shannon's Colourathon, and it was Mariola May, which was hosted during May, and I coloured this one in time for the end of the month. And if you want more details about it, I talk about it in my completed pages video, but I love how it turned out, and I really like her grayscale type effect of her drawing. The lines aren't too dark, and especially with the hair, you know where to put the shading, so it turns out wonderfully. So that was printed on moleskin paper, and I really like the paper that are in the moleskin books because it's off-white and it's really smooth, and it was a book I wasn't using anymore, so I decided to use it as paper for my PDFs. I did also print it onto this paper, which is the De La Roni Smooth Heavyweight paper. It's got a pink cover on the pad, and this is really good value as well. But I'm just going to hold it up so you can see. You might be able to see. They are slightly different in colour. This one is a little bit brighter, but it's still a slight off-white. This is just more of a yellowy colour, so that's kind of the difference between them. And then Shannon very kindly also sent me the PDF to this page, which I believe is called Blooming Innocence. This one's called Rowana, if you're interested. So I'm looking forward to doing this one at some point. I'm not sure if I'll get around to it in June because I have quite a few planned pictures that are buddy colours for this month, so I'll have to see. But this one's gorgeous as well, and I would probably colour these as roses, maybe do them a red or a violet colour, and try out a different hair colour as well, because I have really enjoyed testing out my colour combinations for this, and I really like practicing my portraits as well because they are not something that I do regularly, and also because Mariola's pictures are so realistic, it's a really good way of seeing how my skills have improved. And actually, with it being realistic, it just works so well when you colour with it, and because the shading's already there for you, you don't actually have to do that much work to it. So I'm looking forward to doing that at some point. But these are available on Mariola Budek's Etsy store as digital PDF downloads. Thank you again to Shannon for hosting Mariola May, because I had a lot of fun colouring this, and as I said, it was my first illustration, and I think that Mariola's pages are gorgeous. So they are the PDFs. Okay, so on to the two books that I got this month. The first one was Mythographic Imagine by Joseph Kattenbang, sorry. This is part of the Mythographic series, and I really wanted to try one of these books for a long time, but I wasn't sure which one. I have actually got two to share with you, but I was debating whether to get some of Joseph's books or some of Fabiano Attanasi's books, and I was seeing lots of reviews and different videos about them, and the bottom line is I agree with people with what they were saying about Fabiana's books in the way of the hidden objects. There were so many on the pages, and initially I didn't think that would bother me, but then when I was taking a closer look at some of the pages and seeing you know, the objects were just everywhere on the page and covering up important bits of the pages. That kind of put me off, but you never know, I may get one of hers at some point. But for now I've got 2 of Joseph's books. So as I said, the first one is Mythographic Imagine, and you only get about 5 hidden objects on each page, and I just love these. I didn't realise how good quality the books were in general. The paper is really lovely and thick. I love the fact that all the pages are bordered. I really like that. They're perforated as well, and his style is amazing. And the thing I like about this is that it's very challenging, because I do have to look at the page and really work out what's what, which I think is quite fun, because it's like a hunt, you know, during the colouring process. So it is really lovely paper. And I have started one very briefly. I did a little bit just before I started this video. So I've started this one. This is one of the music pages. I believe there are other music details in other pages, but this one really stood out to me because I love music, and this was one that I wanted to do. And out of all of the pages, I told myself this has to be the first page that I do. So what I've just started doing is using fine liner to just mark down colour, and then I'll go over with pencil. So it may be quite hard to see because of the lighting, but the treble clef here I have actually finished, but I haven't finished any of the others yet. And even now it's quite difficult to pick out all of them because of the other blacked out areas on the page. But I basically outlined them in a dark grey and then shaded with a black, and then buff titanium from the Luminance. If I just hold that up for you, you'll be able to see. And what I've found, here's a tip for you, with using fine liners as a base, which I do have a whole video on, you always want to pick a fine liner that's lighter than your shadow colour, because if you were to pick, say I was to mark down using a black fine liner and then tried to shade with the black, it's not going to have really a contrast, whereas if you do a lighter colour it shows up a bit better. And then I wanted to go in with buff titanium to really add a shine to it, and also to add highlight, because black is a very dark colour, and having the contrast with the cream I think looks quite cool. So that's what I was trying to go for with the treble clef, but they work amazingly on this paper, and with it being quite smooth as well, you don't get any fraying with the fine liners. I'm using Holbein pencils, but I'll definitely test out some more. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. I mean, I've only done a tiny bit, but what I'll probably do with this, like with all of the pages, is just pick out similar objects on the page and colour them in bulk. So, you know, I'll probably do the violins next and colour all of them. And by doing that, you're eliminating some of the details and being able to see what everything is a lot more clearly. So that's what I'm planning on doing. You know, I'll then do the flowers, the leaves, and then it will just be a lot easier. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. I'm hoping to get it done by the end of the month, but you know me, I probably won't. But yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. So that's Mythographic Imagine. And then I also got Mythographic Odyssey, because personally for me, I didn't like Mythographic Animals as much as these two. And I think he's coming out with another one. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, this is the other one that I chose to get. And I noticed, which isn't a problem for me at all, that Mythographic Imagine is quite a bit thicker than Odyssey, and the Odyssey book is by no means thin anyway, but I just noticed that, just to let you know. So you do get quite a few more pages, but it's one-sided, so the books are going to be quite thick anyway. And this one I love as well. I would say this is definitely more detailed. The lines are definitely thinner on some pictures, but equally he's put more shading on some things. There's more blacked out areas, but his pages are just gorgeous, and I'm really glad that I took the plunge and decided to get these, because I'd seen so many wonderful colourings of these books, and I think I'd always been a bit intimidated by it. And also I didn't realise how many he'd come out with in succession, because up until I really looked at the Mythographic series, I thought he'd only done Imagine and Animals, and then Fabiana had done all of her books, but I didn't realise he'd had these ones as well. So yeah, this is this one as well, and I have picked out a few favourites, so maybe when I've finished mine in Imagine I'll switch over to this book. But it's just lovely. Definitely more detailed though, so that might be why there are less pages, because it probably took him a lot longer to do those illustrations. So they are the two colouring books that I got this month. I also got a bullet journal, which is actually for my colouring. So I know this actual item isn't directly a colouring item, you know, it's not a colouring book or anything. But what I'm going to do in this is start to swatch my pencils out, because I was really inspired by Rika Colour on Instagram to try and do her sort of, you know, swatching. I think it's gorgeous, and it will take me a while because I have to draw in all the lines myself, but I loved them, and I thought that depending how it goes, I could always use the rest of this as my bullet journal for my colouring for 2022, because at the moment I do use a bullet journal to note down my completed pages, you know, all my progress with those, all of my whips, all of the colour alongs for the month, and things like that. And it might just be easier to have my swatches and that in the same book, because the swatch book that I've got at the moment, I'm not very happy with it, because the swatches I did are quite small, they're not really useful to me. I don't find myself using my swatch book as much as I'd like to, and the thing that I've found the most useful are these, but I cannot do this for all of my pencils because I don't use all my pencils in this way, and also it's quite nice to have everything in a book as well. These are great for travel because you can kind of just bung them, you know, in your bag or whatever, but it is really nice having them in a book. So I'm slowly working my way through it. This is kind of like a colouring page in itself. I was just colouring in the spaces that I already had with the pencils I already had in my case, but I have worked out that all of my pencils will fit on this one spread. I think you can fit 144, and I don't have quite all of the Prismacolors. And then for sets like the Holbeins where I have 150, I'll just miss out the metallics or the neons because that doesn't really bother me. So I'll see how I go, and I'll keep updating you on it, probably in my completed pages actually. But this, I don't think I even told you what it is. It is a, I'm not sure if I pronounce that correctly, Lichtum. And these are really, really high quality bullet journals. Everyone loves them. They are really popular. And this is one that was higher quality. It was a new edition that they'd come out with. I'm not sure if I kept the sticker actually. But it's a higher quality one because it has 120 GSM paper instead of 80. It also has stickers in the back if you do want to do bullet journaling here for you. And just the general quality of it is higher. You know, it's hardcover. I believe you can get this one in black and pink as well. So yeah, these ones are lovely. And yeah, it is edition 2 because it's the newer version of it. So that's what I've got. Definitely keep me busy. I don't imagine I'll get this done in a short space of time. It will be an ongoing project for me. So that is that. Okay, and then I got a couple of things from Hobbycraft. Me and my mum went there. The main reason we were going there was to get these wooden letters to cover with decoupage paper. It's basically like kind of like a tissue paper, except it wouldn't warp when you put the glue on. And I was decorating them all for my teachers when I finished school. But I did find a couple of things that would be very useful. One of them being this tracing paper, which may seem really basic and kind of an obvious thing to get, but I do have a little bit of tracing paper from various other things, but in between my pages for Ivy and the Inky Butterfly, I was always using greaseproof paper, and it's fine. Greaseproof paper is basically the same thing as tracing paper, but because we get the rolls of greaseproof paper, it doesn't lie flat, and that does bug me a bit, and it's very difficult to open the pages. So I thought tracing paper would be a lot better, and all I have to do for this is trim it slightly because Ivy isn't quite A4. But yeah, it's just white, or translucent I should say, and you get 50 sheets, so that will almost do me the whole book. But obviously I'm not planning on finishing the book really quickly, so yeah, I just got that. That will definitely come in handy. I also got myself some more Derwent Blender pens because I did have these a while ago, like back when I first started my colouring journey. Actually, even before I got my Prismacolors, this must have been 2015, 2016 at least, and I'd seen them and I thought I'd give them a try, and I used the whole pen, one of them, I can't remember which, on a background really carelessly. And from then I've been quite wary about when they will run out. So I did buy some and I've been using them a lot, hence why they are starting to run out. But they are very good in terms of their price because especially Prismacolor pencils are getting quite expensive, and I know pencils last longer, but these I found for £3.60 in Hobbycraft, which £1.80 for a pen each is quite good. The big one is pretty much dead, but I thought I could use this one with my Zest-It blender and use it like a blending stump, and that's been working really well. The smaller tipped one is still working, but I'm glad I got these backups because I've been loving them. So yeah, Hobbycraft, they're at £3.60, and WH Smith, I think when I originally got them they were about £4, but they're around that price, and you can get them on Amazon as well. And I also got some masking fluid. I needed this for my cards that I made for my teachers, and I've been wanting to get some anyway, and I found this for about £3 I think, which is a really good price because when I've seen it before it's always been about £8 at least. And I know this isn't like De La Roni or Winsor & Newton, but I thought I'd give it a try and it's been working really well. I would say for masking fluid, with me experimenting with it, it definitely works better on smooth surfaced paper. If you try using it on textured paper, it doesn't work quite as well, and it kind of peels away the paper. So smooth paper is your best bet. I was using it to write thank you and then do a water or wash over the top, and that worked well. And I just painted this on with a brush like calligraphy. And yeah, I had no problems with it, and you can do really thin layers with it and it still works well, or do a really thick layer, but obviously wait for it to dry. So I was really impressed with this, and it's going to last me a while, so I'm glad I got that. And the final thing that I got were a couple more pens from Typo. A couple of months ago, I think it might have been last month, I got these silver ones from Typo, and these are just a silver gel pen, but they remind me very much of the Pentel Hybrid Dual metallic pens. Just going to grab a piece of paper for you. But this silver one is silver glitter and a silver metallic gel pen. So I got a couple of these because I wanted to see how it would work, and I was really impressed with them. So I wanted to try out another colour, and my favourite by far was this purple one. And it's gorgeous. This is very much like a Pentel Hybrid Dual metallic because the glitter is pink, but the actual ink is purple. And there were a couple more like that. So these might be a cheaper alternative to Pentel Hybrid Dual metallics if you're looking for them. There were definitely about 4 other colours at least, and I believe they all did have the shifting colours as well. So I think there was a yellow one that had orange glitter, or vice versa, I can't remember. But yeah, I was really impressed with them. They're really juicy and gorgeous. So yeah, I was really impressed with that. So that is all I have to share with you. I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you so much for watching. As always, everything will be down below as usual. I've really appreciated all of your comments and all of you watching. It really does mean a lot, and yeah, I will see you all in my next video. Bye everyone.